Pursuer is a brain-off killer done right. No gimmicks, no projectiles, no noise meter, just pure sprint speed and damage, and it's today's topic on the channel. We're breaking down Pursuer's full kit, how to actually make use of his tools, and what strategies to keep in mind so you can get better at using Pursuer. Let's get into the video.
Pursuer Basics.
Pursuer is the slasher of this game, being an easy to learn yet hard to master killer that's strictly melee range and has a faster sprint speed than civilians, eviscerating targets that can't stamina manage well, and having the tools to catch up to targets who can. Except unlike slasher, there's no Veronica in Die of Death, so you actually have a chance to win as Pursuer. Pursuer's moveset reflects his gimmick, letting him make the most out of closing the distance with any unfortunate civilians that are nearby. Let's start off with Swing. Pursuer's M1. It deals 20 damage, and that's it. After using Swing, it'll go on a 1-second cooldown. Make sure to be wary of people trying to juke you when you go for an M1, and react accordingly when doing so. That's it. Seriously, what else do you expect me to say about Swing? A riskier swing that deals more damage if it connects. On use, after a short windup, you'll lunge forward with a sword, dealing 20 damage on hit and 10 bleed damage over time afterwards. Civilians that are bleeding will be revealed to the Pursuer. Afterwards, Pursuer will slow down for 1 second. Additionally, Cleave's windup is slightly longer if you initiate it while sprinting. After using Cleave, it'll go on cooldown for 20 seconds. Cleave is more or less an M1 that inflicts 10 bonus bleed damage. While yes, it has a longer windup, it has a really generous hitbox and a speed boost during the windup that allows you to basically boost forward 10 studs to land a hit on someone ordinarily outside your range. That being said, it has a lot of flaws that you'll want to keep in mind. Regardless if you land Cleave or not, the end lag gives the civilian you're trying to hit a bunch of time to regenerate their stamina and prolong a chase. And since this is an ability that has a bunch of end lag, it goes without saying that you are extremely vulnerable to punch, revolver, and taunt then. If there's civilians with those abilities in a match, get ready for them to make the most of your end lag. Cleave is extremely easy to block, and block civilians can also block the bleed damage after Cleave for a speed boost. Just use Cleave on groups of people for the AoE value if you see an opportunity, or most of the time as a finisher to save a few seconds, as it sucks in a chase. The GOAT of anti-looping. On use, Pursuer will go immobile and roar for 2 seconds. Anyone within a 100 stud range of Pursuer will then be slowed for 6 seconds. And yes, this effect can stack. We'll go over that later. After using Howl, it'll go on cooldown for 30 seconds. Howl is functionally 4 seconds of slowness for anti-looping. While it's very powerful at close range, allowing you to pressure stamina out of civilians and ruining their jukes, when used at a distance, like at a large loop, civilians can sprint through the slow and rely on their distance to wait out most of the slow and regenerate stamina while you catch up, so that by the time you're right behind them, they can just start sprinting again and the slow will immediately go away. However, just like Cleave, you are extremely susceptible to getting stunned during the 2 seconds you're immobile if you aren't mindful of punch and revolver civilians. Howl also has a niche use of countering adrenaline by forcing them to run not as far for the speed boost, allowing for a free punish if you chase them until they get tired. Really, Howl is a good anti-loop ability that falls off hard with relative distance. Pop it when both you and the civilian you're chasing are low on stamina. While the odds of winning a match as Pursuer against a group of revolver civilians is slim, it's still not as low as the amount of my viewers which are subscribed to the channel. So if you're enjoying the content, consider subscribing. Your method of getting across the map quickly. On use, after a short windup, you'll go invisible, your move speed will be greatly increased, and you're able to see all survivors globally. However, you won't be able to attack while in this state. After some time, you'll become visible again, and will be able to move after a little bit of end lag. You're able to end this ability early, but in doing so, the end lag when you reappear will be harsher. After using Stalk, it'll go on cooldown for 15 seconds. Stalk is Pursuer's way of getting across the map quickly, as he's a strictly melee range killer. You can use it to find civilians to single out and to start chases as close to people as possible. It'll help a lot on maps with big loops like Grandma's Backyard or Teapot Paradise to make winning on those maps manageable. Be careful so you don't get stunned out of it or right before it, because a force field will expose your location through invisibility, and consider letting it expire naturally if you don't need to exit it instantly to punish someone, as natural expiry once again causes the end lag to be shorter.
Strategy.
Pursuer's gameplay is pretty brain off compared to the other killers in Die of Death. It's basically just run at the civilians and attack them. Although, you'll usually want to single out one survivor when you do chases. Pursuer is at its best when you tunnel down the weakest link of the civilians. Pursuer's worst matchup is against bonus pad and dash civilians, and you'll want to target them first if possible, preferably getting them by surprise, as a prepared civilian can potentially loop you forever with those abilities. I find the worst map to play Pursuer on is Temple, as there's a lot of real estate that civilians can loop you around, and you're strictly a melee range killer. Really, play Pursuer like Slasher from Forsaken and you're good to go. There's not really much past that.
Special rounds.
As always, we have some special rounds to go over for Pursuer. They greatly change how you're going to play the killer in a match, so I recommend you prepare for anything when you see a special round notification.
Double trouble.
This special round gives Pursuer the potential to be greatly elevated by another killer if you're able to coordinate your abilities well. Artful can trap civilians in a spot with you by using walls. Bad Work can speed you up with computers. Using Howl alongside a Harken with Tangle off cooldown can secure an easy damage boost, etc. That being said, your damage output has taken quite the hit in this game mode, being halved. Cleave is as important as ever to make up for this, and you should learn when it's appropriate to use it, so when Double Trouble comes around, you have a game plan. Howl is one of the abilities of all time in this special round, letting all the other killers on your team rush down the lone civilian, which will be slowed down. Take double Pursuers, chaining 2 Howls in a row, and then add some more Pursuers if you're lucky with your team comp to really cripple the unfortunate civilian facing you. Howl is unsurprisingly once again a really good ability here, greatly slowing down civilians. Perfect when Evil Scary is about to charge while a civilian is near them. Do note that going invisible with Stalk doesn't make you go undetected by Evil Scary. You can still get chased by it in this state. We will not talk about how I found that out.
Gunslinger.
As you're strictly melee range, you can easily get dunked on by revolvers if you're not careful. Try and bait out revolver shots and then go in for some damage afterwards. Besides that, yeah, good luck, because this round isn't that forgiving to killers.
Dienation.
Pursuer is a really solid option for Dienation due to its primarily rushdown nature. However, since you're strictly melee range, you might get dunked on by a Killdroid or Harken that's prepared for you. Stalk is really good for avoiding combat until the end, although I wouldn't just spam it.
Conclusion.
Pursuer feels like a throwback to when killers didn't need gimmicks and feature creep to be threatening, just raw pressure and good fundamentals. He's easy to pick up, rewarding to master, and completely fair. I'd even say fun to go up against, and that's why I think he's one of the most satisfying killers to play in Die of Death, and I hope you can now enjoy using him after this video. I'd also like to thank everyone who's helped with the production of this video. You guys are awesome. See ya.